Hello and welcome to On The Watch, where we don't let our fandom get in the way of our honest criticism. If you've enjoyed our work so far, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button. I'm your host Maz, and this is our spoiler review of Joker. This movie really moved me in ways I didn't even expect it to. It was a character study about a mentally ill individual who was let down and abandoned by a cruel society. And even though he tried his best to be a functioning member of the same society, even though he tried his best to chase that American dream, which is, if he works hard enough, he will eventually make it. But like many others, he'd find it to be a bitter lie and nothing more than a shiny billboard tag. He tries his best to stay positive, and he keeps trying and trying, but literally and figuratively, he keeps getting beaten down. He has ambitions, but yet people who he looks up to keep mocking him.
And finally, in a world where everyone thinks they could do my job, check out this guy.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
Arthur at some point straight up tells his psychiatrist that he's never felt good in his life, and she wouldn't even listen. And every step of the way, people are not able to or don't want to deal with that. And at a certain point, it seems like they just want him off their hands. Even the governments don't know how to deal with that, and they keep cutting fundings for programs that help the poor with mental illness. Arthur felt absolutely invisible, and the society was okay to just keep him that way.
For my whole life, I didn't know if I even really existed. But I do. And people are starting to notice.
And yes, it makes us feel uncomfortable to see him straight up murder people and understanding where he's coming from. Even at times sympathize with him. When he killed those 3 Wall Street guys, I heard scattered applause around the theater, which was shocking to me. Then it's, at least to my knowledge, strongly suggested that he killed his neighbor, which he fantasized about being his girlfriend. And the whole room went absolutely quiet. I could hear people breathe. Then he killed Randall, his co-worker who gave him the gun and eventually got him fired and sold him to the police. And there was this very intense scene with Gary, and once again, you could hear a needle drop. But he truly becomes the Joker when he kills his mom and lets go of his past. In a very Kylo Ren fashion.
Your parents threw you away like garbage.
They didn't.
They did, but you can't stop needing them. It's your greatest weakness. Looking for them everywhere. In Han Solo, now in Skywalker. Let the past die. Kill it, if you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
There are a lot of unanswered questions about what's real and what's not regarding Peggy Fleck and her relationship with Thomas Wayne. But that's for another video. When he killed Murray and eventually his psychiatrist in the asylum, same thing. I could sense the shock, sadness, and even anger of the people around me. This movie is really challenging us to see beyond the acts and crimes that one might commit and pay attention to what might have caused it. It holds a mirror to our society, and sometimes we're all to blame. And even though it might be considered wrong or immoral or dangerous to sympathize with a criminal, the film really points out that if we treat people differently, if we give the mentally ill the help they deserve and desperately need, if we pay attention to the patterns, if we hear people out, if we try as a society to solve the class issue and not see people who don't look, live, or act like us as the other, but as a part of us, we might be able to reduce crime and increase the well-being and welfare of our people within our villages, cities, and countries. And I know it might be extremely optimistic and naive of me to think this way, but at the end of the day, to me, this movie was promoting empathy as a cure for the broken among us. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed our work so far, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button. You can find us on all social media at Watch on the Watch. We'll be back soon with another review. But until then, stay on the watch.